In this lecture, we are going to discuss the concept of coordinate coupling, generalized coordinates and principal coordinates in 2 degrees of freedom system. So first of all, we'll define the degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom defined as independent coordinates required to define configuration of system at any point of time. So word independent is important. If we take the example of 2 degrees of freedom system, means we require 2 independent coordinates, means first coordinate cannot be represented in the form of second and second cannot be represented in the form of first, means both of the coordinates are independent to each other. So to understand the concept of coordinate coupling, we take an example of lathe machine. So this is the physical model of lathe machine, and in vibration analysis, first of all physical model need to convert it into a mathematical model. So this is the mathematical model of this lathe machine. So whole stiffness of its bed is lumped into 2 springs. First one is with stiffness K1 and this is stiffness of K2, second spring, and its center of gravity point is this one, and whole mass is m, and its mass moment of inertia about its CG is J0. This point is A and this point is B. So length of this point A from CG is L1 and length of point B from its CG is L2. So now we'll take the set of coordinates to define its exact configuration. So first set of coordinate, we can take the linear displacement of point A from its equilibrium position and linear displacement of point B. So this x1 and x2 are the linear displacements of point A and B from its equilibrium position. So first set of coordinate can be x1 and x2, and if x1 and x2 both are known to us, we can represent its exact configuration at any point of time. Second choice of coordinate can be, let's say, the linear displacement of its CG is x from its equilibrium position and its rotational displacement theta is known to us. Then also we can draw its exact configuration at any point of time. So second set of coordinate can be x and theta. And third, if we know the linear displacement of point A and rotational displacement theta, then also we can draw its exact configuration at any point of time. So third choice of set can be a x, 1 and theta. And next, if we know the linear displacement of any other point, suppose we take a point P which is located at offset E from its CG and its linear displacement y and rotational displacement theta is known to us, then also we can draw a exact configuration of this system at any point of time. So next choice of set of coordinate can be a y and theta. So these all set of coordinates are known as generalized coordinates. There can be a more set of coordinate, like if you are not going to consider the reference line, its equilibrium line as a reference line, and we take another reference point and from there we define the position of point A and B. So there can be another set of coordinates to define its exact configuration. So these all coordinates are known as generalized coordinates. Now to understand the concept of coordinate coupling, we are going to develop the equation of motion of this system using different set of coordinates. So first of all, we develop the equation of motion using x and theta. X is linear displacement of CG from its equilibrium position and theta is rotational displacement. So equation of motion using x and theta. So now if x is the linear displacement of CG in this direction, then this would be the direction of x double dot, and if this is the direction of x double dot, second derivative of its linear displacement, then there would be a inertia force in the direction opposite to the x double dot. So we can say in upward direction there would be a mx double dot force. And if this displacement is x, then the linear displacement of point A would be, if this is x, and this would be L1 into theta. So x1 would be x minus L1 theta. So there would be upward force because of this force, which is k1 x1, which is equal to k1 x minus L1 theta. And at point B there would be an upward force because of this spring, that would be k2 x plus L2 theta, because this total x2 would be, this is x and this is L2 theta, so x plus L2 theta. So these are the forces acting on this system. So now using the Newton's second law we can balance out all the forces. So mx double dot is acting in upward direction. Second, k1 x minus L1 theta is also acting in upward direction. So this is k1 x minus L1 theta. And at point B this is k2 x plus L2 theta. So this is k2 x plus L2 theta is equal to 0. And for the motion of its rotational motion there would be a equation. If this is the direction of theta, then there would be a rotational inertia in opposite direction to the theta. So J naught theta double dot would act in anti-clockwise direction, and there would be another moment because of this force k1 x minus L1 theta multiplied by L1 in clockwise direction. And because of this force at point B, k2 x plus L2 theta multiplied by L2, so this moment would act in anti-clockwise direction. So from moment equilibrium we write equation which is J naught theta double dot in anti-clockwise direction and minus k1 L1 x minus L1 theta in clockwise direction plus k2 L2 x plus L2 theta in anti-clockwise direction is equal to 0. So these two equations for 2 degrees of freedom. First linear x and second rotational displacement theta. So now these two equations can be written in form of matrix. So now matrix form of this equation is m 0 0 j naught x double dot theta double dot and this is stiffness matrix, which is k1 plus k2 minus k1 L1 minus k2 L2 k1 L1 minus k2 L2, and this is k1 L1 square plus k2 L2 square, and this is x and theta is equal to 0 0. So this is matrix form of this equation. So from here we can see the both of the equations are coupled equation, because in first equation there is a theta, and in the second equation, which is for rotational degree of freedom, there is a x. So we can say these two are coupled equation, and from here also we can see this stiffness matrix is non-diagonal matrix. So we can say there is a coupling between both of the coordinates, because here you can say with the stiffness k1 there is a multiplication of theta. So you can say first equation cannot be solved independently and second equation cannot be solved independently, because both are coupled and dependent on each other. So there is a coupling between both of the coordinates. So here we can say because of this coupling, this stiffness matrix becomes non-diagonal matrix. So this type of coupling is known as stiffness coupling. Stiffness and coupling, or this is also known as a static coupling. Now, if we can say K1 L1 is equal to K2 L2, then this stiffness matrix would be a diagonal matrix because this component would be 0 and this component would also be 0. So if this is the condition, then there would be a no coupling between both of the coordinates. And if we apply this in this equation, then if we are going to write the equation from this matrix, then you will see in the first equation there would be a no theta, and in the rotational degree of freedom equation there would be a no x. So we can say there is a no coupling. So now we are going to discuss the meaning of coupling. Coupling means now to make this system vibratory, we have to provide some initial conditions to its CG because we are considering x and theta. So initial conditions are written as x at t is equal to 0 time, which is x naught, and theta at t is equal to 0 time, which is theta naught. So t is equal to 0 time, which type of initial condition we are providing? So if there is a coupling between these two coordinates, if we provide only x, then there would be a theta will also present. If we linearly displace, or you can say if we push this point in downward direction and there is a coupling, there would be a rotational displacement created automatically. And vice versa, if you are going to provide the rotational displacement at t is equal to 0 time and you are not providing any type of linear displacement x, then also there would be linear displacement x would created automatically because of coupling between x and theta. So if there is no coupling, then if we provide x, there would be only x, and if we provide theta, then there would be only rotational motion. Linear motion will not take place if there is a no coupling. So now we are going to write the equation using second set of coordinates. So now we are going to take the set of coordinate y and theta. Y is the linear displacement of this point P, which is at offset E from CG, and rotational displacement theta. So using equation of motion using y and theta, we can write so if this is y, then there would be a direction of y double dot would be in downward direction. Now we can find out the displacement of CG in downward direction. If P point is displaced by y, then this point CG would displaced by, this is y and this plus this displacement, and this displacement is E multiplied by theta. So total displacement of CG is y plus E theta. So if this is the displacement, then there would be a inertia force in upward direction, and that would be m multiplied by d square by dt square of y plus E theta. So you can say there would be an upward force at this point, that would be m dt by m dt by d square of y plus E theta. So if this is the upward force at this point, and another upward force is K1. This distance of point A from point B is L1 dash, so there would be a upward force K1 y minus L1 dash theta, and at point B there would be a force K2 y plus L2 dash theta. So plus K1 y minus L1 dash theta minus K2 y plus L2 dash theta is equal to 0. So we'll simplify this equation. So this would be m y double dot, and this would be plus m e theta double dot plus K1 y minus L1 dash theta minus, this is also plus because this force is also acting in upward direction. So this is plus, so this can be written as K2 y plus L2 dash theta is equal to 0. So this is equation for its linear motion. Now for its rotational motion, equation would be so it's rotating and this is the direction of theta. Then about this point there would be a rotational inertia, that would be Jp, which is about this point and multiplied by theta double dot, and there is one another force which is acting in upward direction, which is inertia force, that will also create a moment about this point, and there is one another moment which is created by this force at point A, which is K1 y minus L1 dash theta multiplied by this distance, which is L1 theta, and one moment because of this force K2 y plus L2 dash theta. So that would be this force multiplied by this distance L2 dash in anti-clockwise direction. So on writing all the moment from equilibrium of moment, we can have equation the moment because of this inertia force is m y double dot plus m e theta double dot multiplied by this distance e. So we are going to write this equation m y double dot plus m e theta double dot multiplied by offset E because of this inertia force m y double dot plus E theta double dot. So this force multiplied by this distance, there is one moment, and second is a rotational inertia about this point, which is J naught theta double dot. So plus J naught theta double dot, and because of this force K2 y L2 dash theta multiplied by L2 dash in anti-clockwise direction. So this is also plus K2 L2 dash y plus L2 dash theta, and another moment which is because of this force K y minus L1 dash theta multiplied by L1 dash, which is in clockwise direction. So with minus sign K1 L1 dash y minus L1 dash theta. So these are all moments which is acting on this system is equal to 0. So now we'll simplify this equation. So this is m y double dot multiplied by E, and this is plus m, this is E theta double dot only. So m E square theta double dot plus j naught theta double dot plus these equations, these two terms, y plus L2 dash theta minus k1 L1 dash y minus L1 dash theta is equal to 0. So now from here we can see j naught m e y double dot plus, will take j naught plus m e square theta double dot plus k2 L2 dash y plus L2 dash theta minus k1 L1 dash y minus L1 dash theta is equal to 0. So this j naught plus m square is a mass moment of inertia about P point. J naught plus m multiplied by offset square is mass moment of inertia about point P. So this term can be written as Jp. So this equation becomes, we'll write this equation, Jp theta double dot plus me y double dot plus these two terms minus k 1 L1 dash y minus L1 dash theta is equal to 0. So both of the equation represented by these two, this is our equation for rotational degree of freedom and this is equation for translatory degree of freedom. So both of the equation contains y and theta. This equation contains y and theta. This equation also contains y and theta. So they are coupled equations. They contain static as well as, because here you can say with m inertia there is a theta, and you can say in this there is a y and theta, y double dot and theta double dot with mass moment of inertia and mass both. So we can say they are coupled equations in mass and static both. And if we write these equations in matrix form, we'll have m me jp, and this is y double dot theta double dot plus k1 plus k2 L2 dash minus k1 L1 dash and k2 L2 dash minus k1 L1 dash k1 L1 dash square plus k2 L2 dash square, and y and theta is equal to 0 0. So from these matrix we can say mass matrix is also diagonal, non-diagonal matrix. This is also non-diagonal matrix. So we can say these two equations are coupled dynamically as well as statically. So if the mass matrix is non-diagonal matrix, then this matrix is, this type of coupling is known as mass coupling or inertia coupling or dynamic coupling, and this is static coupling, or also you can call it as stiffness coupling. So now we can observe, if we just change the set of coordinate and there is a change in coupling, because in first set of coordinate there was no dynamic coupling, there was only static coupling, but as we change the choice of coordinate there would be a both of the coupling, dynamic as well as static coupling. So in this case, if the lathe machine moves up and down in y direction, the inertia force my double dot, which acts through the center of gravity of the body, induce a motion in the direction of theta. See, if in this case this machine is moving in this direction, you are going to give only y initial displacement. So if this will move in this direction, there would be a force my double dot plus e theta double dot through its center of gravity. So that will create a moment about this point and there would be a rotational displacement. So this is because of coupling only. So if coordinates are coupled, then if you are going to provide a one type of initial displacement, that can be linear or rotational. So because of that only one initial condition, there would be a creation of another degrees of freedom. So if we provide the x, there would be a theta also, and if we provide the theta, then there would be a linear displacement y also, if the equations are coupled in y and theta. So this is the meaning of coupling. So we take the generalized case. If the generalized equation of this system the generalized equation of 2 degree of freedom system is written as m11, m12, m21, m22, x1 double dot, x2 double dot plus c11, c12, c22, c21, c22, and this is x1 dot, x2 dot plus stiffness k11, k12, k21, k22, and this is x1 and x2 is equal to 0 and 0. So if the stiffness matrix is non-diagonal, this equation reveals the type of coupling present in the system. So if the stiffness matrix is non-diagonal, system has a elastic or static coupling. This is elastic, stiffness or static coupling if the system has non-diagonal stiffness matrix. If the damping matrix is non-diagonal, then the system has damping or velocity coupling. This is known, if this matrix is non-diagonal, then damping or velocity coupling. And if the mass matrix is non-diagonal, then the system has a inertia coupling or mass coupling. So this is inertia or mass coupling. And these two coupling, both of the couplings comes under the heading of dynamic coupling. Dynamic coupling. So system vibrates in its own natural way regardless of coordinate used. So we see by the changing the choice of coordinate, we can change the type of coupling. So if we choose a coordinate system which can make all the matrices a diagonal matrix, or we can say there is a no type of coupling present in the system, and both of the equations for both of the degrees of freedoms are independent from each other. So you can say both of the equations can be solved individually, just like the solution of single degree of freedom of system. So that type of set of coordinate is known as principal coordinates. So hope we understand the concept of coordinate coupling, generalized coordinate and principal coordinates. So in next lecture we are going to discuss the determination of principal coordinates. Thank you.